talk about everything, play music in between. Tune in and enjoy Chad's underground scene. Talking music, you know what I mean. Tune in and enjoy Chad's underground scene.
Okay, welcome to Chad's Underground Scene with my special guest today, Gary Golding, the Tarzan of Los Angeles. How
Hello
you doing,
there,
Gary?
Hello, I'm good. How you doing?
I hear you just came from some kayaking. How did that go today?
I took some people kayaking actually out in PV out here, and I taught some girls how to snorkel and harvest sea urchins, and we ate them off the ocean floor.
Sweet,
Cool. Yeah,
sweet.
Yeah, it's cool. Uni fresh out of
That's
the
a
ocean.
good day, isn't it? That's a good day in the year.
Yeah, you know, we all gotta earn a living. You know?
So we're going to start the show with your philosophy of what goes on Earth and what you think we should all do. Tell us all about it. You've got it tattooed on you. You have it on your shirt
it's
here.
Tattooed. This is tattooed on my back, actually, because I'm on a challenge in mainstream media called Naked and Afraid, and I got this tattooed on my back by Jeff Tillman. I don't know if you know.
Oh yeah, I know Jeff Tillman.
Yeah.
I have a jacket in here that he painted.
Yeah. So Jeff, it was great to have a local boy tattoo, a friend tattoo this message on my back, consume as little as possible. And what happened is, on my first, I'm the only cast member that has been allowed to have his logo on his clothing from the first episode to the last, who has a message. And when I knew I was going to go to Africa for 10 to 12 episodes, and I'd be seen by, I was told it was 91 million people on Earth, I knew that I just had to get this tattooed on my back. I owed it to the world. I believe in it that much that now that I was really going to be in mainstream media a lot, that I was going to carry a message to the world, I went and had this blasted on my back real big.
Awesome. Okay, so we are going to cut to a video of Gary Golding on his YouTube channel. Tell us how to find the YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah, my YouTube channel is Gary Golding, or Tarzan of Los Angeles. You subscribe to it. I'm doing stuff like kayaking with whales and snorkeling with sea lions and all kinds of stuff. But I also do stuff where I carry a message, talk about the message, yeah.
And this video is going to tell you all about the message. Enjoy the video.
Oh, yes, this is a video about my vision. I have a vision. I want to see a day when the man with the least amount of possessions is the most admired. A day when a woman is ashamed to hold out her finger with a rock on it and say, "Look what he got me." That should have nothing to do with love. I want to see the day when being a minimalist is fashionable and sexy. A day when the man or woman who consumes the least is the most attractive. Is that so controversial?
Okay, now we're going to break into a song for me. This is a song that goes back a little ways from a band I was in, Love Dog. I wrote this song when I was in Love Dog.
Wait, hold on. Love Dog?
Love Dog.
You got a dog.
And the dog runs into this.
You got a dog in your lap.
This is Albus.
Love Dog. Perfect song for this right here. Look at this guy.
And this kind of suits some of what his philosophy is about as well. This is called No Way Out, because if you don't do what he's saying, there'll be no way out.
Actually, yeah. We're in extreme times. And I mean, look, one thing I want to drive home though is I'm not like a fear monger in this area where I don't believe in this whole Green New Deal type crap. I want Americans to have freedom. You want to drive a fossil fuel car, you drive a gas car. You want to drive an electric one, you have freedom, but you just do it, you're just conscious of doing it as little as possible. I'm not the extremist where I want to tell you what you should be driving, what you should be eating. You know what I mean?
But you want us all to chip in and help out.
All to chip in and just consume as little as possible.
Make it better
if
for
you
everybody.
don't want them to stop making, using bottled water and bottling up the water in plastic, just don't buy bottled water.
Right.
Stuff like that, you know what I mean? It's all about
Put it
us
in your
having
own
the freedom of
container
choice.
and wash your container and use it over.
Stuff like that.
And every little bit helps.
Yeah,
obviously.
every bit, yeah.
And this is called No Way Out.
Tension. Can you feel it? The monsters in my head. They come to life. They whisper in my ear. What do they say? I said, no one gets out of here alive. There's no way out. No way out. There's no way out. No way out. I said, waking up can be such a chore. Daily life can be such a bore. Well, I do it every day, and I wonder what the hell for. Killing time and knocking on my door. No way out. No way out. I said there's no way out. No way out. Said there's no way out. No way out. There's no way out. No way out. I'm still looking. No way out. And I'm still trying. No way out. No way out. No way out.
So be careful out there.
There's no way out of this little box we're in.
So tell us some of the things we can do to help consume as little as possible.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's this cool thing that woke me up when I saw a documentary called The Price of Sugar. And then when I saw that even our sugar to this very day comes from Haitian slaves in the Dominican Republic, like even what you put in your coffee, and it's everything. It's not just meat, it's not just fossil fuel. Everybody focuses on plastic. Everything's like a hammer. Plastic, there was a lot of medical advances that saved a lot of lives where they used plastic. So plastic's not bad, it's just bad if you use it too much. A hammer could bash in a head, or a hammer could build a home, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Capitalism could be used for negative, or capitalism can also bring people out of poverty. So it's how you use everything, really. And we got this narrative that fossil fuels are bad. Says us people that have been flourishing, and there's almost 8 billion of us using fossil fuel. Really, it's like, no, fossil fuel's not bad, and how ungrateful are we, right? It's like, just use as little of it as possible.
Right. Yeah. I agree on that.
I mean, wait, hold on. Didn't you used to work, did you work in the oil business?
Yes, I worked at an oil company, yes.
Yeah, exactly. And I've had people tell me, well, you would hate me. I work in oil and stuff like that. And I said, no, I'm not that kind of environmentalist. I'm realistic about what oil has benefited my life a lot, right? And plastic has benefited my life, but but I still try to use as little as possible.
Right, and I think that's the key is moderation, right? Don't do things you don't need to do, right?
Yeah, and I even take it a step further than moderation. That's like the sort of the Buddhist, where it's the middle way. I actually go. I say it needs to be taken further and it needs to be done as little as possible.
Right, and you do it yourself.
Yeah,
I've seen all the things you do. You save bees. Anybody I know that has a bee problem, I send them to you, and you go and you rescue their bees for them.
Well, it's funny. I get attacked a lot. People always go, well, you have a cell phone and you have a car. And I said, hey, look, I don't own the sentence, do not consume. Right, I know that you got to take the kids to school. You got to use your phone to communicate. I'm not asking people to live like a caveman. And the thing is this, it's kind of like this. It's like I use my phone. I get a call to go teach children or to go save bees, and my car is used to go save bees. So it's how we use everything really, and so one thing I want to like drive home is it's kind of like I said, I don't own the sentence "do not consume," but I do focus on something called the evil trinity of tradition. And what I do go after a lot is jewelry, balloons, and fireworks, things that you just stare at just because they're shiny. Now those I'm hard on. Because, you don't need to drive this kid to school with some fireworks. You don't got to buy them. There's a Mylar balloon factory that produces 600,000 Mylar balloons a day. That's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot, right? Mother's Day, they're going to be hitting the earth, a whole bunch of them. That's the way you thank your mother, Earth, by throwing a bunch of balloons all over her. So I want people to just think about that. And fascinating fact, the lady that started Mother's Day, she spent the rest of her life trying to get it to not be a national holiday, and she would write to when she saw how it got commercialized, she regretted that she even I forget her name, but look into it, research it. The lady that started Mother's Day hated what it turned into, the commercial version, and she tried to get it taken away as a national holiday.
So tell us a little bit about Naked and Afraid. That's a show you've been on, and you're always pushing your message on the show to help spread your message.
Yeah, I got lucky, and that's one of those challenges. That show is one of those things where I'm the type of guy, the way I live my life, all nature and minimalistic. People would be like, "Oh man, this is perfect for you." So it was one of those things where people were telling me, "You got to do this," and then it just happened. I saved that life in Palos Verdes in the ocean, and I went viral, and someone that worked down there saw me and kind of approached me, and so here it was. I saved a life in nature, right? And then I end up on a show about nature where you have almost nothing, consume almost nothing, and carrying a message about consuming as little as possible, and it just seemed like it was perfect.
And you're a true nature person, because I've seen, we've been in different places, and you'll just pick up a flower off the ground and eat it.
Oh yeah, or even.
And I would know which ones that I could just pick up and eat, which is probably a lot of them.
Yeah, and even bugs,
And yeah.
I mean, if you really wanted to, you could take your grass if it has no insecticides, and you could take grass and just juice it like wheatgrass. It's still grass. It's really about the chlorophyll and the vitamins.
But then you might be out in the corner of the yard like the dog after he eats the grass.
Yeah. You'll be puking in your bed.
But I feel much better now. So, we've got a song here, and it kind of applies to that. It's called Animal. And tell us a little bit, because you and I go way back, and this band was a band you played in.
Yeah, I've been in one band in my life. I was in a band years ago. I sang in a band over 20 years called Too Loose. And I was like known for doing backflips off of like roofs of houses and stuff. I was a very physical performer, very dramatic performer. And so this song was sort of just about like raw attraction, just like how you can't really help it. It's just like an animalistic thing. You're not in control of what you're attracted to type thing. And God, it's been so long since I played it, but this was actually a fan favorite because it was pretty kind of catchy and straight ahead. And I remember playing the song, kids would be in the audience singing this song. I'm an animal.
Oh yeah, and there were some really cool clubs at that time.
Oh God,
we played at so many cool little clubs. Frogs was one of my favorites.
Frogs, and then I started playing at the Strand down here.
Yeah, Strand. Yeah.
Yeah, and Yeah, that was like, you know, I think the 90s were like my band was on fire.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
And then so that's where I was having fun locally.
Yeah, and we played a few shows together. It was awesome.
Yeah,
it's a good time.
And then it's funny, I played shows with Chad, but I didn't remember from years ago. And then
at that time we'd say hi, hang out, have a good time, and party, and it's a good time
because so much was going on.
And so many people got together, and we all just said, "Hey, it's our buddies. That's my buddies. These are our buddies," and just went out and had a great time.
Yeah, what a gift it was to be in
Those are good times to grow up.
Live music.
80s and 90s were awesome.
Oh, it was insanely fun. We were free as can be, you know. So I don't know. So here we go. I guess we could give this a shot. Wait, hold on. Play a little harder. Yeah, get that. All this fascination, this deep attraction, this intense infatuation. I tell you, girl, it's a primal thing. It makes me wanna strut, it makes me wanna sing. All this feeling I can't explain. I think that it is an animal thing. Eyes like a cat, lips like a fish. I roar like a lion, honey, what's your wish? Find out why they call me an animal. I'm an animal. I'm feeling rabid and crazy, yeah. My teeth are starting to chatter, and nothing else really matters. All this fascination, this deep attraction, this intense infatuation. I tell you, girl, it's a primal thing. It makes me wanna strut, it makes me wanna sing. All this feeling I can't explain. I tell you, girl, it's an animal thing. Eyes like a cat, lips like a fish. I roar like a lion, honey, what's your wish? Find out why they call me an animal. I'm an animal. I'm an animal. I'm an animal. Hey, we're getting carried away. I tell you, sometimes I sink low into the grass like a predator. And I just sneak up on my prey. And I come up on them and I'm just thinking, all this fascination, this deep attraction, this intense infatuation. I tell you, girl, it's a primal thing. It makes me wanna strut, it makes me wanna sing. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Eyes like a cat, lips like a fish. I roll like a lion, honey, what's your wish? Find out why they call me an animal. I'm an animal.
Nice.
Well, that was a, you know,
that's what we did in the 90s.
A little bit of a crappy version as far as like I haven't sung it in a while, and he never really,
and I never played it.
Yeah, he's never played it with me ever before, but that was fun. That gives you an idea of what it was.
That's right. Tell us one more time how to get everything, how to find you on the internet. Tell us a little bit about your show, Naked and Afraid, and where to find it and when it'll be played on there.
You know, it's funny, this song, Animal, I thought about it when I was out there in the wild on Naked and Afraid, and I thought, like, I'm an animal, because I'm out there actually living like an animal.
Oh, yeah, I like it.
Sleeping in the dirt and running from elephants and stuff. But you can find me at GaryGolding.com or TarzanOfLosAngeles.com. And I give people custom tours, and I'm also a teacher, and I educate children. I do assemblies and appearances, and you know, I'm good with kids, believe it or not.
Yeah, so tell us about both of those. Tell us about your tours and how those work, and tell us about your teaching.
Well, the tours are kind of just customized tours. If you want to go out in nature in California, like I show LA, people don't imagine in Los Angeles that you kayak with whales.
Yeah.
Every time they come here, dude, they go to like the Hollywood Walk of Fame and take pictures of people's names on the sidewalk, right? I'm like going, do you want to come to LA and like have whales swim up to you and do stuff like that? Because I'll show you Los Angeles like no one else can, not the typical tourist crap, right?
And then you could go up in the hills and see wild animals, right? It's
awesome. And I just bought myself 6 acres of land, but that's far away from LA. But it's like I do all kinds of custom tours up and down California, and I basically show people the paradise that we're born in. Well, I'm born. Are you born here?
Yeah, I was born in Torrance.
Yeah, born in Torrance. I'm born in Redondo. So the paradise that me and Chad are born in, and you know, when I'm my teenage years is when you remember when you bitch and moan about everything when you're a teenager. And then I got a little older, and I was like, I better shut my mouth. I was born in paradise.
Oh yeah, I would go down to the baseball field by my house, and it was like an old swamp, and they put a baseball field there. It's
Intradero?
Yeah, right down. Yeah,
Intradero.
Yeah. And they had pollywogs and frogs everywhere.
Yeah, dude, I know.
In the middle of where we spend the whole day in there. And then I'd come home, and I'd bring plastic bags with me, and I'd bring home the pollywogs and put them in a tank, and we'd watch them turn into frogs, right? And
I did that too, growing up. Right here in the middle of these cities, we used to have frogs and pollywogs. It's not, you don't hear about it hardly anymore.
And then on a good day, I could sit there, keep score at a baseball game, and they would give me, I think it was like 25 cents, and they would give me free lunch at the little bar, the food bar,
the snack bar, at the baseball field. That was fun stuff.
And then I would bring my pollywogs home, and
that was back in the Bad News days, the Bad News Bears days. Remember the movie came out? Like, baseball was like a thing for all of us, and that was everybody wanted to be like Tanner. Tanner was the little guy that fought everybody.
That's right.
Tanner was cool. The little Bad News Bears. He was like the little feisty one that got in fights all the time. That was me. Yeah, I remember getting in fights with the other kids.
That was me.
Yeah, because I was smaller, and I was like, I had to like make sure I made it known that I'll fight you if you called me names.
So tell us a little bit about Naked and Afraid, and maybe some of the craziest experiences you had on Naked and Afraid.
Oh man, okay, I'll tell you. I'll tell you.
Because I watched some crazy things that happened on there while you were on the show.
I had an infection cut out of my back. That was pretty crazy. I got an infection cut in my back right in the middle of the jungle because they thought I was going to get gangrene, and I have a permanent scar on my back, and then I just continued on, and then on that was my alone challenge. On that same challenge, I had this. I'll tell you a funny story. When we first got there, there's this beautiful emerald green like little small lake, but it's like a river, but it's barely moving. And so I go, wow, this is so awesome. I'm gonna go out there and swim around. So I go out there and I'm floating on my back. I'm swimming around, and then the local expert that's there, he goes, Gary, take your machete out there with you. And I'm like I'm thinking to myself, why would I want to take my machete out for a swim, right? Right. And so I'm a little bit like, but that's like a signal to me too. I'm like, huh? And then
you never know.
Yeah, and then I look up, and I see there's a medic. She's a doctor, and I see her like going like, and go to like one of the producers, assistant producer, and be like, and she's like, and she's looking like, this guy's, and I pick up on she's thinking I'm weird, and so I realize, so I'm out there floating around and just totally going for it. And then I find out the next day they told me that there's a 10-foot crocodile out there.
That's in the
it's in the water. So I was really, and I'm setting up these shots with the cameraman, and I'm telling him, get the drone, I'll float on my back, you start on my face and raise up, and then the jungle will come into play, and I'm setting up all these shots, because I set up a lot of my own like shots and stuff out there too. Yeah. And then I found the next day I'm out there floating around with a 10-foot crocodile down in the water.
Sweet.
Yeah. And so I'm like, that's real. I mean, and then on the extraction, I had to swim across the river with 2 crocodiles in the water while I swam across.
Oh, beautiful, yeah.
Yeah, and I really did that. That was like a bucket list thing. And I lived off of tarantulas. I ate tarantulas, mostly tarantulas out there. That was a cool one. You know, I've ended up in the hospital.
You cook them?
Yeah, you got to cook them because the hairs will irritate you. They're like pepper spray.
And when you cook them, you can pull all the hairs out?
No, you singe them off, and then you could eat it.
Oh, you burn them off.
Yeah, and what I'm known for on the challenge is I'm that one survivalist that eats tarantulas like they're cookies and maggots like.
Well, then the several that I watched, you really knew how to go find different things, fruit, and you knew what to eat, right? You knew the plants that you could just go eat, right? You could pick those and
I coined a phrase, like that's what I was saying.
And when you couldn't find anything live that you could get, you were getting stuff you could live off of to get you through to the next thing.
Absolutely,
right?
yeah. And then people ask me, how do you eat tarantulas, like you were saying? And what you do is you singe the hairs off, and then you hold it by the fangs, the way I would do it. And I would just eat the whole thing. And
so that you don't get the fangs in your mouth.
Yeah, because its fangs are hard.
Yeah.
And pick your teeth with the fangs. And then I would, so that's what I say, I could eat tarantulas like they're cookies and maggots like they're ice cream. and then I even coined a phrase that they use on there, and I mean this because this is at the base level of survival. If you're not willing to eat maggots, you don't really want to survive. If you're not willing to eat maggots, you're not really a survivalist. And so, because if it was life or death, and you had a pile of maggots there, you better eat the maggots.
I remember.
So when I'm out there, I deliver. I really deliver. You know, I'm out there living like it's life or death.
I remember, what was it, Yul Gibbons that ate all natural? He did all of that stuff, right?
Yeah. I remember Yul Gibbons. Yeah.
He was doing all that. Okay, we are going to break into a little video with Gary Golding.
All right.
Enjoy the video.
Wait. All right, let's check this out. This should be interesting.
Good. He wants the eyes and he wants the brain.
I've killed a lot of animals and I've never ate the brain.
Got brain pudding for you.
Me and Trent ain't never seen no like that before.
Impala brain, gentlemen.
You just went all in there.
Yeah, that's good because it's so soft.
Yeah, you lying some bitch too. I see it in your eyes. That's why you swallowed it. Because something good I keep in my mouth and I taste it. This old boy is not gonna eat any damn eyeball out here.
Oh, he got me, dude. Look.
I'm already thinking ahead, you know. You never really know where your next meal is gonna come from, or if it's gonna come. I always plan for the worst, hope for the best. Brains, eyeball, I'm already operating in that zone. So that way, when it comes down to the worst, it might even still feel like the best to me.
Okay, we are back. And we have something really special.
What'd you guys think of that video?
Yeah. Pretty wild.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know what the heck happened.
So we have something special for you we worked out. We have a little song here.
Oh. Yeah. Why? Okay. There's a little story behind this song. I was always singing these words over and over all the time, like on social media, and Chad picked up on it, and a couple other people did, and it was a song that I just made up, just playing around, called Pandemic.
Yeah, and it worked perfect because at the time I was doing a live show instead of filming it ahead like this one. I was doing it live on the internet, called the Pandemic Sessions.
You were?
And and when you were on the show, you sang this song. But you sang a version a cappella. You just sang the words.
I just sang the words.
Yeah.
Did I? I forgot about
because we were on different sides of the screen.
Oh,
yeah.
that's right.
You were somewhere else, and
I was all hot on that back then.
And
I was really proud of.
Yeah, it was a live stream, right?
I was so proud of my Pandemic song I was working on.
And we were live streaming, and you were on the other end, and you just sang the short version of this song.
Yeah.
So we sat down and we worked out a little bit longer version.
Yeah, me and Chad just came up with this right now, and it's just for fun, and it's a song called Pandemic, and I have another version I did with another guitar player, so I kind of like making different versions of this song. It's kind of cool and interesting to see what this three. It's a chorus that says Pandemic 3 times, and that's kind of like the beef of it, and then everything else kind of gets written around that.
And then you're just singing words that are really fun and cool.
So I made up totally different words with you than I did the other one, and I like it because I like having, maybe there'll be 10 versions of a song Pandemic out there. That's kind of interesting.
And and we're doing it on the light side because that's what we need to do. When things get too serious, sometimes you just need to laugh a little bit. If
you're going to be living through a pandemic,
don't be too serious. Yeah.
Have fun with it.
Try to enjoy as much as you can because it's tough. It's
Pandemic.
pandemic, pandemic, yeah, pandemic, 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 yeah, pandemic, 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 yeah. Things are getting crazy and going insane. I think everybody is losing their brain. We used to say bless you when someone would sneeze. Now we say fuck you, get away from me please. Bill Gates is trying to give me a stick, and Dr. Fauci's playing an evil trick. If I was way, way younger, Epstein would be trying to give me his stick. Oh, let's not go there. Let's go here. Pandemic, 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 yeah, pandemic, 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 yeah, pandemic, 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 yeah. The world is getting crazy and going insane. I really think everybody's losing their brain. Really good shit. It's getting crazy, Chad, I tell you. Okay, now, here's what I can tell you. When I was younger, Big Brother was bunk. Now it seems everybody's signing up for his junk. Everybody wants that vaccine pass. They could care less if Big Brother's tracking their ass. People walking around in outdoor spaces with a stupid, dumbass mask on their faces. Get yourself out and play in the sun. Swim in the water and have some fun. Don't you listen to what your governor said. Don't let him put that fear in your head. Pandemic, 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 yeah, pandemic, 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 yeah, pandemic, 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 yeah. We used to say bless you when someone would sneeze. Now we say fuck you, get away from me please. Get away from me, Chad. Jesus. I think I got the Rona.
That's true.
All right, let's be on Chad's pandemic song.
That's right.
Woo!
Well, thank you for coming out to Chad's underground scene with my friend, Gary Golding.
I'm not your friend, dude. Not after that.
That's it. And remember, it all starts in the underground.
And I want to say something. Remember to reuse, recycle, ride your bicycle, and refuse to abuse this beautiful planet we live on. And let's not forget the most powerful sentence known to all humanity: consume as little as possible. Because if everyone did this today, the planet would be cleaner by tomorrow.
Good advice from a good man.
Thank you, sir. Now you're my friend.
That's it.
I'm working on it. I'm pacing myself. Voices in my head, they are real. Don't understand, they can't feel. Crawl under your skin. Don't you know you never let me in? Crawl under your skin. Don't you know you better let me in? Well, she only had a belly and back, caught in the grass, put in a sack. Eyes so piercing, tongue so raw. I wanna find you eating it all. Crawl under your skin. Don't you know you better let it in? Crawl under your skin. Don't you know you better let me in?
everything. Play music in between.